So you just got your new Supernote. Now what? This short video will walk you through how I set up a brand new Supernote tablet, explain some settings you may want to change, and drop a few little tips along the way. This unit came nearly fully charged, so you can actually complete the setup process and start using it when you get it. If you got a folio, don't be afraid to fold the cover back if you prefer that. You start off by choosing a system language. Next are the date and time settings, which you can just update by connecting to Wi-Fi. I suggest you do that now since you'll need an internet connection later. You get a prompt to log into or set up a Supernote account, but this is optional and I just skipped it. Sending information on usage to Ratta to help to improve the firmware is optional too. You then get a short hands-on tutorial, which I think is pretty smart of them to include, and I highly suggest going through. It covers a lot of basic functions that I sometimes see people ask about, and it's a great way to learn basic functions without reading the manual. You can go ahead and start using it now, but I suggest first tweaking a few things in the settings. Fun tip, you can actually get to the settings by tapping on the Supernote logo in the sidebar. Most of the settings I'm interested in are under display and input. I suggest doing a stylus calibration, just to make the tablet as accurate to your pen input as possible. Now that's done, let's pop into preferred settings. Here is where you can set a default template for any new note files you make. I personally prefer a dot grid for my notes, so I'm going to apply that. Next, you also have a list of different options you can toggle on or off based on your preferences. I'll explain each option really briefly. The gesture eraser is a quick two-finger gesture to switch your pen to an eraser. Handwriting anti-aliasing slightly smooths out the edges of your lines after writing and makes them look less jagged. It's a bit hard to show on camera, but you can see the difference in the edges of these two circles, for example. The one on the right has anti-aliasing on. The star mark recognition refers to how you can draw a star, and the Supernote recognizes it and turns it into a star symbol. You can then find all the pages you drew a star on later. The gesture to last viewed page applies to documents. If you tap on a link in a PDF to go to another page, for example, swiping up on the top half of the screen will take you back. Finally, the Show Annotation A and D option refers to that little circle that shows up when you select the digest feature. Of this list, this is the only setting I prefer off, since that circle can sometimes cover text. Since I use my Supernote to view reference documents, I also like to go into battery settings and set my sleep time to something like 30 minutes. This is because I don't want to have to wake it from sleep every few minutes. If you want Kindle on your Supernote, first you need to go into apps and install it. Again, you will need an internet connection for this, so I would suggest that you have it connected while setting up. When that finishes downloading, I like to go into Customize Sidebar to remove functions I don't actually use, like Mail and Calendar, and rearrange the items to my preference. If you have files you want on your tablet, you can easily transfer them over via USB. I honestly just have a dedicated thumb drive for both transferring files and backing up my tablet. Just insert it and it'll show up like a regular folder. You can tap and hold a file to pull up the options and then copy or move the files to whatever folder you want. You can also make new folders by tapping on this icon, and then repeat the process to organize your files. While you're still connected to Wi-Fi, I highly recommend making a new Word file to use the handwriting conversion and trying out the keyword function in a note. This is because the first time you use any handwriting recognition, you will need Wi-Fi to activate it. But don't worry, after using it that first time while connected, it'll work fine even offline. This is pretty great because going off Wi-Fi saves a lot of battery life. If you want to review or learn more about other features, the manual is in the settings, the last tab on the left. But if you don't feel like reading a manual just yet, I also have a video which guides you through the different functions and features of the Supernote in about 12 minutes. Thanks for watching, and have fun with your new tablet!